Hello and welcome to the Fast Track Travel Clinic with me, Simon Calder. And let's start with volcanic ash, whose potential to destroy airline schedules and passengers' plans erupted again recently, this time with a Chilean volcano. Laura Ingle got in touch from the English Midlands because she was flying from Birmingham to New Zealand with a change of plane in Dubai and a refuelling stop in Melbourne.
If the flight was grounded because of volcanic ash in Auckland, wouldn't they have been entitled to accommodation and meals, as the flight would no longer be going from an EU country?
Lorna, the rules apply all the way to your final destination so long as it's on a direct connecting flight. So, in the event of volcanic ash keeping the plane grounded in Melbourne, or indeed a desert dust cloud disrupting the transfer in Dubai, the airline is bound by the European rules on passenger care. If, though, you'd opted for a stopover in Dubai or Melbourne, you surrender your entitlement. Brian Gunn from Canada found an amazing online deal for $10 a night in Bali. He promptly booked a 3-week stay, but...
I've now had an email from the reservations firm saying the hotel says this was a mistake and the real rate is $170 per night. I declined this and received a second email offering a 30% discount tailored just for me. Can the hotel renege on this original rate, especially since I have emails backing up my confirmation?
Brian, the website you use makes it clear that your contract is with the hotel, and it appears that the standard room rate is $100 a night, or 10 times what you were quoted. Now, while some elements in the travel industry make a habit of tempting customers in with misleadingly low prices, this appears to be an honest error involving a decimal point. You could contemplate legal action to get the room at the rate you were promised, but since your transaction was with a European website for an Indonesian hotel, I can't see much hope of success. And Clayton emails from the island of Crete with a rescheduling headache. She booked flights with Transavia from Paris to Hania in Crete.
The flight time was scheduled for 2:30 in the afternoon. Last week, Transavia changed the flight time to 7:30 a.m. As a result, I want to cancel, but I can't get in touch with them.
And any airline can cancel a flight or change the departure time so long as it gives you notice and offers a refund if you choose not to travel. Transavia is a Dutch part of the giant Air France group and has a call centre based in Luxembourg. On your behalf, I dialed it up and got through in a few seconds. We've sent you the number you need to call to reach a settlement. And on a similar note, Tony Moore has contacted Fast Track from the lovely West African state of the Gambia, where he's happy to be for now, but not forever. He'd booked a flight to London in November. The airline decided to cancel it and sent him an email offering a refund or a seat on the next flight.
But the only option to do this is to contact a number which is not accessible from the Gambia. Despite repeated attempts by my family to carry out this process from the UK, the airline, Thomas Cook, refuses to deal with anyone other than the ticket holder. As a result, I'm stranded.
Tony, I've talked to Thomas Cook in the UK and the company says it should be a simple matter to move to the next flight and can't see any technical reason why you shouldn't access your flight booking from the Gambia, either online or by phone. They've provided an additional geographical contact number which should solve the problem, and for anyone else trying to sort out travel issues while a long way from home, I find emails or internet-based phone calls are usually the best solution. Well, that's all we've got time for in this session of the Fast Track Travel Clinic. From me, Simon Calder, bye for now and see you next time.
Thanks, Simon. Now, if you're anything like me, every year you look forward to the music festival season. Well, right now, going through Europe is the world's largest touring event. It's called Sonisphere, and it starts in Istanbul, makes its way through Eastern Europe and ends up in the home of rock, Nebworth in the UK. Emma Jones packed her bags and took a road trip to see how it's done.
The city of Istanbul, where Europe meets Asia and old meets new. The new in this case is the Sonisphere Festival, arriving for the first time in Turkey to play in front of an audience of 20,000. When the party's over, it keeps moving. In 3 weeks of travelling, the festival will reach 500,000 European fans.
Each year we go into countries, we try, some work, some aren't as successful as we want them to be. Last year, for instance, we did Romania and it wasn't brilliant. This year we've added Italy and we've added France, which is fantastic, to two of Europe's biggest rock markets.
Heavy metal giants Iron Maiden and Slipknot are the headliners for most of this tour. Once the gig's over, it's frantic activity to pack up the trucks. There's only 3 days to reach the next leg in Basel, Switzerland. I've decided to follow the route 2 by car. It's more than 2,000 kilometres, driving through Croatia, Slovenia and into Italy and the Swiss Alps. Arriving in Basel, Sonosphere is ready to go.
This couldn't be more different to Istanbul. Basel is where the 3 industrial hubs of France, Germany and Switzerland meet, providing an ideal ground to find rock fans. And this being Switzerland, the festival runs like clockwork.
It also has a uniquely Swiss flavour, with Glockenspiel band Blast of Glory, who've played throughout Europe.
In Finland, they are so depressed that it's very hard to play there.
We made them laugh. We
Yes,
made them laugh. We gave them a few laughs.
We gave them smile.
Yeah. For the first time in their lives. So.
They're amazing out there! It is time for all of us to go. Go!
Slipknot are in full mass flow, and I find the reason why the band and the crew can last the distance. I'm driving the tour, they're not.
We have our own jet charter, so we fly every day or every other day.
You don't fancy giving us a lift to Bologna tomorrow on your jet, do you?
I could definitely give you a lift in the morning, yes. If you wish, it's a deal.
That would be cheating though, so it's back in the car for another 500 kilometres to Bologna in Italy for the next show. Just as I arrive, so does a band helicopter, just to rub it in. Sonosphere Italy takes place at the world-famous racetrack Imola. By now, the headliners admit they're losing track of time and place.
Probably be able to go and tour Sonosphere and never ever realise that there is anywhere else to live. You'd just be living in a Sonosphere bubble somewhere, you know.
You've got to be respectful to where you are. Fortunately, with a man of my advanced years, they're very generous with my tour. My production manager usually tapes something to say we're in Wienerwald or McDonald's or something like that, so just in case it slips.
Over the last week, I've covered around 5,000 kilometres of territory. The next Sonosphere for me, though, is at Nebworth in the UK, and I'm going to need more than a car to get there.
Another 1,000 kilometres later, I arrive at the British site, but I'm not sure I'm in the right location for a rock concert. Nebworth House, north of London, is now the home of Sonosphere UK. There are literally rock stars camping in the back garden.
We are the home of classic rock. We're where Led Zeppelin had their last ever concert in the UK with their original lineup. We're where Queen had their last ever concert with Freddie Mercury. We're where the Beach Boys had their last ever concert with their original lineup. I mean, we are the final destination in England.
The weather too is resolutely British, a shame as this is Sonosphere's biggest event, displaying the rock gods of the future as well as the present. The festival will rock on, but this is the end of my road. I know exactly how he feels.
Well, that sadly is all we've got time for from this week's edition of Fast Track. But join us again next week when...
Lift off for the final launch of Endeavour.
Fiona travels to Florida and looks at the impact that the shuttle programme has had in establishing America's space coast.
And don't forget, you can catch up with all our reports from around the world by going to our website, bbc.com/Fast Track.
With even more features on bbc.com/travel, where this week you can discover more on the lost city of the Incas, Machu Picchu.
But in the meantime, from me, Raj and Datar, and the rest of the Fast Track team, thanks for watching and see you next time.